Stephen Dallas, Walnut Ridge, Kokomo, Indiana. I'd like to begin with a reference from the Madison County coroner, Ned Dunche. The article stated a Middletown woman's death was not caused by synthetic marijuana, despite widespread media accounts of subsequent efforts by local and state government officials to ban the widely available products referred to as Spice or K2. It is not the cause of death, Madison County Coroner Ned Dunche said Tuesday after receiving toxicology results from the autopsy of the 29-year-old lady of Middleton. Ned Dunche said that the death was caused from an accidental overdose he termed as mixed drug intoxication. He classified the drugs found in her system that were responsible for her death as prescription depressants. She died at St. John's Medical Center on July 30th, and people who knew her said her death occurred after she smoked Spice. Some Indianapolis media accounts were quick to point to the product as the culprit in her death. One headline on the Indianapolis television website reads, "Mother dies after smoking Spice. I just wish they had waited until we gotten our final cause of death from our office before they speculated," Dunche said. This tells me that the media's job, as well as the police department's, is to make Spice look bad and harmful. We are the freest nation in the world and have more prisoners in our country than any country in the world, including communist China. It goes on to read from Dr. Fry, "The war on drugs is far more devastating and kills far more people than drugs ever do. Two, prisons are far more devastating and kill far more people than drugs ever will. AIDS and hepatitis are far more devastating and kill far more people than drugs ever will. We suggest adding this final question: do you honestly believe that we will ever eliminate the use of illegal drugs?" Catherine Albrecht, who is a doctorate in human development and psychology from Harvard University, she also has a worldwide radio show on Freedom, states, "Keep Spice legal, but don't be dumb enough to partake. Don't smoke it, it's an incense." I personally believe that Spice was given its place simply because more than a minority smoked marijuana, and of course they had to pass drug tests to keep their jobs. Spice costs more than marijuana. Dogs won't hike their leg on a car to locate on it, so this just gives police a way to search vehicles by probable cause, because they smell something they'd never smelled before. Let me see. It's a public violation of our rights. It's simply another politics over the people, for which our flag stands for constitutionally. Just another law we never needed. And I'm tired of the city's pushings. We honor the flag of this great nation, but never stand for what's supposed to be a free nation. If I hear all yays, I'll knock on every door to find better leadership. And I may move to New Hampshire. It's supposedly a free state, because this city's now left with a severe loss of jobs, and one that do remain aren't worth the cup of urine it takes to get them. Please see this for what it is and give it resounding nays across the council. Thank you and liberty, Stephen Dallas.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to be heard? Step forward. Name and address, please.
My name's Gary Elvers. I'm an organizer for Greenway. My address is 304 Redwood Drive. I'm opposed to the ban on Spice for several reasons, but mainly because bans don't work. What bans do is they push a product underground, and those that want it will find it, and those that can't usually move on to a more dangerous substance of some type. Now, I've recently become aware that Spice has been being misused. We sell Spice as an incense, but I've been asked to speak to you by a couple of different people who use Spice medically and have told me that they get relief from Spice that they get from no other drug or therapy that they can get from their doctors. And they have asked me to ask you to be compassionate towards them and not illegalize their medicine. This is another reason why Spice ban will not work. This is kimchi. It's a very popular spice brand that we sell. It's legal under the Kokomo ban, It's legal under the proposed Indiana ban. It's legal in all states that have spice bans. This is one of about 24 products that I sell that are legal everywhere in the United States. This industry will stay one step ahead of your spice bans. They will come up with new products as soon as new bans come along. Most users don't quit because of bans. They move towards something more dangerous. And the other gentleman mentioned that spice sales have been very good for some of the businesses in Kokomo, and in the middle of a recession, it's probably not the best idea to be anti-business, although Kokomo probably already has a reputation for being anti-business. The spice scare, I think it's pertinent to remember, was started by a couple of teenagers who showed up at a hospital emergency room and held up a bag of K2 and said, "This is what we smoked." What they didn't tell the personnel at the hospital was that they'd sprayed spice with embalming fluid. Spice is not to blame, and I think the media has whipped a witch hunt frenzy up against spice, pretty similar to what was done in the 1920s by William Randolph Hearst in marijuana. My attorney, Ross Thomas, believes that it's not within your purview as a city council to outlaw the possession of spice. He says it's within your purview to outlaw the sale of spice, but that it's beyond the city council to outlaw the possession of spice.